Rebel salute, rebel salute, rebel salute. This is Kenya Revolutionary, your favorite live streamer on YouTube when it comes to matters Kenyan politics. Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a short session. I'm not going to be here for long. There's so much happening. The parliament is on. There's so much happening according to news. There's where do I start? I know the topic is Hassan Joho also throws himself in the ring. He wants to run for president. Actually, I'm going to play his clip when he spoke yesterday. Remember, Raila Odinga was touring in Mombasa, and he was accompanied by Hassan Joho, along with Mombasa governor, the son of Abdel Nasir. Okay, not Abdel Nasir. Sharif Nasir, the late Sharif Nasir, okay? He's the son of the late Sharif Nasir. But anyway, so a lot is happening. There's a lot is happening. Jalas yesterday spoke on the parliament and said that actually they should look at the accident of the late Mr. Kitum, who died, the young man who was a Kenyan hero, the athlete, okay? And today I read that 4 gentlemen that his dad said that, claimed that visited them 4 days before the unfortunate incident were arrested by the police. So it will be very, 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 very interesting to see what's going on. And also, remember in that accident, there was a lady who was a passenger who actually survived and was taken to the hospital. But unfortunately, she succumbed to the injuries that she incurred. So we will never know what happened, because I think when she survived, when she, at first when we had the reports that she was in the hospital, she was in pretty much, it was as if she was going to make it. It would have been an opportunity for the investigators to actually question her and to hear what she has to say, her point of view of to account for what happened before the actual accident, okay? But unfortunately, that lady too, she succumbed to her injuries and she also passed away. So we'll keep an eye on this. I think there's a good chance there should be an investigation into this Mr. Kiptum's death, because people are raising questions. People are raising questions. That's all I can say. I can't touch much onto it, but it's interesting. Baringo teachers were what do you call it? Protesting. Maandamano Baringo. For the lack of security, the bandits and all that. I'll also show you that a little bit so you can get an idea of what's going on there. The insecurity there is making life impossible for teachers to teach. People are being, shot and killed, abducted, kidnapped, and all that sort of stuff. So that's another news that was up there. Cabernet also. There was protests in Cabernet. And people there were not happy with the president. They're saying, hey, listen, we voted for you, but you got to do something. Insecurity, cost of living, all that, okay? So Ruto is not sitting pretty wherever he is. The main focus of today's matter, which is Hassan Joho also wants to be president, is kind of a continuation of what I was trying to say. And I will link it up. That's the main topic. Then I'll throw other topics in there regarding what's happening on the Kenya Kwanza side, okay? The dollar continues to drop, which is good, but still it's pretty high. But again, it's dropping. Then I want to highlight again, I usually say here that Sifuna, if there's anybody who's actually really qualified to become the next Nairobi governor, who is more gubernatorial than any other candidate, I think it's Edwin Sifuna. And I will tell you why. And I have the clip. I have the receipts. I'll tell you why. I know most people are talking about Babu Owino. I told you, Babu Owino, he's okay staying as an Embakasi MP as for now. Sifuna, to me, is proving to be someone who's, he kind of seems like he's ready. He might be ready, okay, compared to other candidates, right? So we shall also talk about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, if you haven't subscribed, if you're looking at this video right now, you know what to do. Like, and subscribe. If you don't know who I am and you want to find out more about my content, subscribe so you can get notification. And when I come on your screen, you can always see me and hear me out. And actually, there's a link in there on the chat. If you're in there, look at your chat. You can actually log in and join the conversation. I am in live. You can join me on the studio. We can have a discussion, okay? You can ask questions. You can challenge my thesis, and you can actually contribute and give me your views. So it's an open forum, all right? But let's start with the matters at hand. Again, Joho also wants to be president. Now, let me give you context so we can know why I'm also actually bringing Hassan Joho in this conversation. I told you yesterday that Raila is facing a couple of challenges in Azimio. The challenge is this. There's a growing consensus, okay? The general perception, the general feeling among Azimio folks, not only Azimio folks, anyone that is looking at that coalition is thinking, surely this has to be the last. The 2022 was the last time Raila Odinga tried his hand at the presidency, okay? Because before that, he ran what, 3, 4, 5 times now? And all that time he lost. And it's not a matter of him losing. That's why they feel like he shouldn't run in 2027. It's just a matter of, Raila is old. I know his brother was trying to tell us that Raila bado ni mdogo, but let's face it, Raila is not long old. He's, I think is he an octogenarian now? He must be 80 by now, right? No. But anyway, doesn't matter. The thing is, for all these guys, actually, his lieutenants in the Azimio coalition, whether it's Martha Karua, whether it's Kalonzo Musyoka, whether it's Hassan Joho in ODM, whether it's Wycliffe Oparanya, or whoever, they've always deputized that position for a long time, and they feel maybe after Raila's trying all this time from the days of Pentagon, from the days of CORD, from the days of NAC, from the days of you name it, okay? They feel like it's about time for Raila to actually apatiane mkono, okay? Pass the mantle to the next person, whether it's Martha Karua or Kalonzo Musyoka. And Joho said too, Raila mimi pia mimi kijana wako nimekuwa hapa. Actually, let's listen to what Hassan Joho actually had to say, because I think it's interesting. And I want you to look at something, notice something. Look at Raila Odinga's face. He was not impressed, because he was like, oh my goodness, not another guy who wants to be president. I am supposed to be running for president again in 2027. So these guys are popping up, they want to be president, and it's just messing up everything. Because like I said, once Raila is or decides or is picked by the delegates, because he wants to have the delegates choose who's going to be the president or run for president or be the kinara of the flag bearer. Once it is clear, the losers shall quit, because most of these guys feel like it's about time. It's time for Raila to not run again. It's their time, basically. They felt like they've been backing up Raila for a long time, and they feel like it's their time to run. So let me play this clip by Hassan Joho, then, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Again, like I usually say, I have to contextualize what I'm saying. So here it is. Hassan Joho was speaking before the governor, before he introduced the governor of Mombasa. But all right, let's just check out this video, and I will tell you what I think about what's going on. All right, here it is. Let's hear it. Take it over, Joho. All right.
Mambo, mimi nataka niombe mashikio yenu sekunde 0 tu. Sina mengi ya kusema, lakini nataka niseme namna hii. Kwanza, mimi nilikuwa safari, nimekuja hapa, baba akaniambia leo atakuwa Mombasa, na akaniambia pale utakapokuwa hakikisha utakuwa pale, sisi tuko. So nimechelewa kujoin, lakini kaenda hapo Kongowea nikakuta ndugu zangu wengine wadogo walikuwa pale. wengine wakanambia mwaka ujao wa kura sijui upiganie kiti gani hapa Mombasa. Ngoja. Mimi nataka niwaambie na munisikize kwa makini, kwa masikio mawili. Siasa za Mombasa nilimaliza nikaenda. Ile kiti nitapigania ni kiti ya urais wa taifa la Kenya. Nataka niwaulize nyinyi, who told you that if you are born in Mombasa, a son of Mombasa cannot be the president of the Republic of Kenya? Who told you? Nani amewambia hivyo nyinyi? Nani amewambia hivyo? Na tena wacha wajipange. Mimi nasikia wengi wanasema tuko kwa debe 2027, tuko kwa debe. Mimi nawaambia hapa mchana, hata mimi Hassan Ali Joho 2027 niko katika debe la rais la Kenya. Na waelewe hiyo, kama ni mbaya, na kama ni noma, kama ni mbaya. Na mimi nasema hiyo kwa sababu hata unajua katika ODM party yuko party leader, alafu yuko deputy party leader mimi, yuko deputy party leader mwenzangu Wycliffe Ombetsa Oparanya. Hata yeye nimemsikia akisema anatafuta urais. Nataka nimwambie my brother, kulumbana. Lakini katika chama cha ODM tumeelewana. Haya, niangalieni tu. Mtakuja Ikulu pale kunitembelea nyinyi, niangalieni hivi. Na siku hiyo ndo tutakula ngoma sana hapo Ikulu hapo. Hiyo yake anayesema gavana huyu etwa nini kamua, tutakamua Ikulu hapo. Tumeelewana? Alafu mimi nimemsikia my brother Abdulsamad here akisema mambo ya, na watu wote nawaambia, serikali kuongoza serikali is always progressive. Umeelewana? Pale nilipoachia mimi, yeye amechukua. Na mimi sikuunda, mimi nilichukua kwa Meya Ahmed Abubakar Mohdar. Nikabeba wafanyikazi wote wa manispaa na mipango yao, nikasonga mbele. Tumeelewana? Wala siwezi kurudi nyuma kusema manispaa ilifanya hivi, manispaa ilifanya vile, because as a leader, when you run for an office, you must be ready kwa hali na mali na usonge wapi mbele. Tumeelewana hivyo?
All right.
Mimi nawaambia ndugu zangu, jipangeni muhesabiwe.
I'll stop it there. We get the point. You get the drip. Thank you, Mr. Joho, for your declaration, bold declaration. So there it is. Joho is telling us, hey, I'm running for this thing. Kuna kitu inasimamisha wana pwani. Hata yeye mwenyewe atakimbia. So this, as I explained yesterday, and I want to go deeper into it. As I explained yesterday, this actually puts Raila Odinga in a very, very tough position because you know what? Actually, let me play the most important part, because, or maybe just let me. It's been dragging, but there's a part of that speech. I didn't play it. It didn't show in that clip, but there's a part of that clip where he actually says that, mimi pia nilikuwa natumaini kwa baba naye baba atasema haya, Joho amekuwa kijana wangu, basi wacha nimpe mkono, something like that, to that effect. Basically he was saying that hopefully Baba will endorse him for his quest for presidency, for running for president. And this is what I was actually trying to say. By his matamshi hayo, those pronouncements, okay, it actually a clear message to Raila Odinga that we feel your time is up. It is time to give it to somebody else. Now you can look at this thing two ways. You can look at it like this. You can look at it as the Azimio folks, fraternity, coalition members, okay? Everyone in the Azimio who is not, who is actually aspiring to run for presidency, they all feel like it's time for Raila Odinga to give it up, okay? Which is putting Raila in a place where he has to do two things, okay? Not two things, but this is what he can do. He either stays in the coalition as a member, chairman, party member, whatever the case is, his position is in Azimio, but he will have to step down and not be the flag bearer in order to keep it together, okay, or have some semblance of an organized coalition party, okay, or he'll have to jump ship and join Ruto in the other coalition. And the signs are more of him going to join Ruto, because within Azimio coalition, everyone that aspires to become president are insinuating directly or indirectly saying it's their turn, and they're seeking Baba's blessing, because the Okambani are saying Baba should give it to Kalonzo, because Kalonzo have stuck with him for a long time. Hassan Joho comes up out of nowhere and actually says Baba should endorse him. So the general feeling, as I was saying yesterday, the general feeling is that everyone is expecting Baba not to run and to give it to someone else. So if he keeps on and runs again in 2027, or declares that, as soon as he does that, he will be disappointing a lot of people within the coalition itself, which will force the party to disintegrate, okay? So that's most likely what's going to happen. So, like I say, he has two choices. If he decides to stay in Azimio, keep his ODM within Azimio, okay, he'll have to actually step down. Actually, there's three ways. He'll have to either step down and endorse somebody else, okay, or he'll have to declare himself as the candidate, okay, and keep on going, or he can abandon the Azimio coalition and go join Ruto in Kenya Kwanza, or have some kind of arrangement that will involve Ruto in government. And there's signs of that. There's actually news about that. Let me show you why I say that is actually a possibility. Here it is. Let me show you that. Keep up, kidogo, keep up. Whew, I feel a little bit down, but I will show you this really quickly. Okay, are you guys ready? All right, let me show you some footage here. This is the news that actually was here. Look at the screen. Let me show you the screen. What's going on? Okay, here it is. Are you ready? There it is. And you. Okay. There's a news article that says that why Ruto wants Raila for AU. You hear that? Why Ruto wants Raila for AU position. So already Ruto wants to bring in Raila to give him cheo, okay? It is anamleta pole pole, okay? Now you see why they want this NADCO thing? Anyway, that's just one. Enough of that, okay? Now, the second issue, I won't stay for long. I'll stay for the next 10 minutes and then I'll, because I'm kind of not there all the way. All right, let me show you something about Sifuna. Sifuna, if you guys haven't noticed, there has been actually, let me play this clip so you can know what I'm talking about. Let me play about Sifuna so I can actually explain to you what's going on with Sifuna. There's Sifuna.
Is assured, not even assured, at least it is there on paper for the people of Nairobi. Now, with the passage of this bill, because it is assured because it is in the hands of the public sector, it is in the hands of Nairobi City Water Sewerage Company, which is an entity owned by the county government of Nairobi, which is an entity that belongs to the people of the county of Nairobi. Now, this bill passes and it says that a private entity, people with capacity and money, people with muscle, can be able to come and say, out of the 550 liters of water that Nairobi gets a day, we have the capacity to buy half of that amount of water. Say 200 million liters per day goes with a private entity, because that is what you have empowered them to do through the bulk purchases that are being proposed in this amendment. What that does is that the public can only rely on Nairobi Water to supply 300,000 liters of water per day, because 200,000 are now in the hands of a private company. Then what happens to that private company? Those private companies will not prioritize the majority of the people of Nairobi who cannot afford to buy water, even at the current rates that have been imposed by the Nairobi City County Water and Sewerage Company. Mr. Speaker, you will be commercializing life itself in this city, so that those with the capacity to buy the water, just like the people who can be able to afford to fly over the poor on the expressway in Nairobi are doing right now, will be able to purchase all the water that is available in Nairobi, and the people will suffer, the ordinary people who are the majority in this county. Mr. Speaker, this is why I'm saying that this is one of those areas that should not be commercialized, that in fact it is an essential service. You must distinguish between essential services and other services.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is what I'm trying to say. He's bringing an issue that is actually very important. A few months ago, earlier last year, there was protestations. Nairobi residents. First of all, let me shout out Miss Karis Njiru na kuona hapo. Thank you so much. Make sure you like the video. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you see it. Asante sana for joining us. Okay. So what I was trying to say is this. You know, there was a protest from Nairobi residents because there's this thing they're trying to privatize the water supply of Nairobi, and Sifuna is standing up, is actually against this water bill, because if the private sector is Ninio, where does that leave it? It leaves the people to have no control of the water supply, which kind of can bring a lot of problems. Because let's say if you have water controlled by the private sector, which is probably mostly it's going to be a corporation, okay? They will be diverting that water to go to areas that they deem that they needs it most, while the other parts of Nairobi shall not be receiving enough water, or they'll kind of rationalize it. When later there'll be water maybe from Sambili mpaka saa tatu, then the rest of the day you don't have water. So this is what he was arguing. Again, as I'm saying, if the Azimio or ODM are supposed to, if they are to chair or put somebody to run against Sakaja, I mean, I would rather have Sifuna maybe. He kind of, like I say, Babu Wino is just famous for being famous. He's young, he's energetic and all that, but there's nothing presidential or gubernatorial about him. He's just a popular young man, okay? If you look at him, he doesn't look like he's somebody who, you know, so if there's somebody who looks serious from that Azimio side, I would say Ms. Sifuna. He's been standing up. He's been actually, and I'm not saying this because of that Mungatana interview exchange with him. I'm just saying this because he's actually tackling these issues. This privatization of water, which I'm against personally, I'm against it. This whole thing of privatizing everything, it can be detrimental to the people, because you don't have the control of it. Okay, but ladies and gentlemen, I unfortunately have to leave early because I've received a call that I have to attend to. It's kind of like an emergency, but I'll come back later. I would like to shout out everybody that has been watching this. I'm sorry I have to cut this short. I have to attend to this matter. So I will be back later on, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. But don't forget to like and share this video so that you can get a notification every time I'm on. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Miss Njiru, Abdena Kuona, Asante Sana from joining me, and the people who I see on X who are joining me and watching live. Thank you so much. I'll be back later on. God bless, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace and